Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome to another episode and the final episode from the Hermitcraft Season 5 server. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I am having a fantastic day. The cat is out of the bag, so to speak. The announcements have been made. Season 5 is ending, and Season 6 is starting when 1.13 comes out. That is, the cat's out of the bag. Mumbo made an announcement video. Exuma made, I haven't actually watched Exuma's video yet because his came out just today when I'm recording this, but long story short, people have announced it. It's happening. No more spoilers. Everyone knows the season is coming to an end. So, this is going to be the last episode from the Season 5 server. But obviously, Hermitcraft will go on in Season 6, and I am super, super excited. There's been some stuff has been tweeted on Reddit and on Twitter, and there's just so many things that are going on. Speculation threads. I'm up to my normal tricks of tweeting out trolly things that are not even remotely accurate. This is one of my favorite times of the year. This is the time of the year when I get a little bit trolly, and I'm like, we've invited the PewDiePie will be part of Season 6, and it's like, no, there's no actual way that A, that would ever happen, and B, that would ever happen. So I am going to put all of my stuff, including the stuff that is in my ender chest, into this chest for you guys. I'm gonna do most of this right now before I forget, but let's put all the empty shulker boxes, all the various stuff. We'll put it all into here. I do want to keep my white shulker box because it has my rockets in it. And before the episode ends, I will also put the stuff that I'm wearing and this stuff into this chest as well, so that when you guys do download the world, you'll be able to find it right here. But other than that, I have a couple things that I want to kind of discuss a little bit, and I want to kind of walk around what we've built over the course of this season. There's some stuff that I've built that we're not going to look at. I did a tour episode, I don't know, maybe like 12 episodes ago. It wasn't that long ago, as far as like the Hermitcraft series goes, so I'm not going to spend, I totally forgot that these were here. I may clean this up before the season download world thing comes out as well, or I may just be lazy and leave it. We'll see. But anyway, I want to discuss a couple things. I'm not going to do like a full-blown tour. As I said, I did a tour episode like not that long ago. I don't remember what episode it was, but it was fairly recent. If you look at the Hermitcraft playlist, you should be able to find it. I think it was only like 12 episodes ago, and during that, I looked at pretty much all the stuff that I'd built over the course of the season so far. So I'm not going to do all of that all over again, but I do want to just kind of walk through our lovely castle, which I love so much. I do want to kind of visit the community area one more time, look at some of the various different places on the server and stuff like that. And I'm sure a lot of the other hermits are kind of doing the same thing in a lot of their episodes. So I am going to kind of keep this fairly short. This is going to be a fairly short video compared to a normal one, but I think that's fine. So one thing that I do kind of want to discuss is the fact that Hermitcraft Season 5 burnout hit a lot of people. By the end of the series, there was only a handful of us that were still playing on the server. And obviously, I can't speak for every hermit, and I'm not going to try to. And I'm not going to try to say, like, this is for sure the reason that this specific person stopped playing. I just want to kind of give you guys a little bit of insight into sort of the group as a whole and what was kind of going on. And I think that was at least partially responsible, if not majorly responsible, for how many people we had by the end of the season that had just stopped uploading Hermitcraft videos. Because now that the cat's out of the bag, I think it's okay for me to share this. So basically, we have been planning for Season 6 since, like, February? I think January or February is when we first started having kind of, like, group meetings and stuff to discuss plans for the upcoming season and all that kind of stuff. So we've been planning for Season 6 now for several months, for almost half a year, in fact. And at the time that we started doing that, at the time that we started planning for Season 6, we were under the impression that we were going to have 1.13 by, like, April. So we had a lot of people kind of start to slowly wrap up their projects, slowly kind of wrap up their Hermitcraft series. Nothing official, no one really saying, like, this is, you know, that I'm done or anything like that, but just we had a lot of people kind of start moving in that direction. And then 1.13 wasn't out in April, and then it wasn't out in May, and then it wasn't out in June, and then we got to mid-July, and they said, oh yeah, we'll have it out by the end of July. So basically what happened, or one huge important thing that happened, was that we had a bunch of hermits who had kind of already planned their conclusion to Season 5, and who had already kind of wrapped up their series, so to speak, and done sort of everything that they had planned to do, and then we kind of ended up in limbo. Because the plan all along was basically to start Season 6 when 1.13 came out, since it was going to be a massive update to the game, with a lot of changes that would break farms and world generation and all sorts of stuff like that. Like, the plan has always been to update to go to Season 6 when 1.13 came. But then we kind of ended up in this, like, state of limbo where we were just waiting for 1.13 and waiting for 1.13, and it just never came. And by the time that it did, most of the hermits were like, well, what do I do? You know, I plan to end this series. I plan to end Season 5, like, 3-4 months ago. You know, I don't, and the other thing too is that since we were waiting for Season 6 to start, you know, we were waiting for 1.13 and we didn't know when it was going to be coming. Where in the world is the entrance to Scar's community area? It's so beautiful up here. I can't actually find the entrance anymore. Speaking of which, Scar did an amazing job in this area. This is one of my favorite places on this entire server. Like, this is a masterpiece. I think it's right here, isn't it? Because it seems like all the holes have been filled in and stuff. Oh, that's new. That was just made within, like, the last 2 days. Actually, I think that may have even been made yesterday. Anyway, that's brand new. I haven't seen that yet. But anyway, I digress. As I was saying, you know, we didn't, with us being in limbo, the other thing too is that you really don't want to start, like, a long-term big project, because, you know, we've been essentially operating under the impression that that 1.13 could come, like, any time, but we've been operating under that assumption for, like, 3 months. I mean, obviously we knew that we would get pre-releases and stuff like that first, but, you know, sometimes when a Hermitcraft member says this is going to be a big project, sometimes that means it's a project that's going to take months. You know, and we didn't want to start any, like, super big giant projects while we were in this state of limbo. And then, you know, for a lot of us, it kind of felt like we were sort of needlessly extending the series for the sake of extending that. And I think a lot of people kind of got burned out as a result of that, and kind of got like, demotivated as a result of that. And I think that was a huge factor in how many people had stopped playing by the end of the server. I don't know who all is going to be back for Season 6. I mean, obviously there's going to be some people that probably will not be. They're don't get me wrong, they're certainly welcome to if they want to. You know, like Vintage Beef, for example. I would love to see Beef return. But he's kind of said that he was really going to focus on his Patreon SMP server. So, you know, if he wants to return to Hermitcraft, that's totally up to him. And he's obviously welcome to do so, but that's not, you know, obviously we're not going to force him to return either. So there's some people that I don't think are going to return. There's some people who are definitely going to return, and In fact, I'd say the majority of the group is definitely going to return. And then there's some people who you might not think would return that are going to be returning, that I'm really excited to be playing with again. So it's going to be really good. A lot of the people don't take the number of people who had stopped playing Hermitcraft on the server by the end of Season 5. Don't take that as like an indication of like a lack of excitement for Season 6, or for that matter, even just a lack of excitement for Minecraft in general. Like, I think a huge part of the reason that so many people had stopped playing was simply because we've been in this like perpetual state of limbo, waiting for Mojang to update to 1.13 and release that so we could continue. And we've been in that like state for several months with this kind of waiting game. And that's not anything against, Mojang. I'm not criticizing them or anything like that. Development of things takes time, and it takes time to fix bugs and all that other kind of stuff. But it just kind of worked out that way, and sometimes that happens, and, as a result, I think a lot of people got really kind of burned out on Season 5 by the end of the season. So don't take the lack of people playing as any sort of indication whatsoever that there's going to be less people interested in Season 6, or that people have decided that they don't want to do Minecraft anymore, or anything like that. I think a big reason was just that, we had some, I don't even want to say technical difficulties, because it's really not technical difficulties, but we just had some unfortunate circumstances that happened with the way that 1.13 ended up kind of coming. And it is what it is, and there's, we're ready to move forward. We're ready to move on. I'm not going to spoil anything about the details for Season 6, other than to say we have taken a lot of your guys' feedback into account, and we are going to kind of take what worked well from previous seasons, try to implement new ideas and stuff as well. And we're gonna be looking at a lot of things. This is really a season, I think, that's going to be a huge step in the right direction and a big step forward. I do want to swing over here and look at Scar City real quick, since it's so close to my base and since it's absolutely beautiful. But yeah, I think I've already talked in previous episodes about kind of my thoughts about Season 5 versus Season 6, or Season 5 versus Season 4 and stuff like that, so I don't want to go too deep into it. But basically, I think Season 5 has been great. Don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed it immensely. There's been some really cool stuff that's happened. There's been some amazing builds and stuff like that. But I think as a group, we're very ready to kind of get back together and do stuff that's a lot more community focused. Because I think after Season 4, since Season 4 was such a community focused season where we were all practically living right on top of each other and doing stuff all like right next to each other, I think we kind of needed like a little bit of a break from that for Season 5. So we kind of split off and did our own things and kind of built mega bases and all these giant, enormous builds. Like, look at the scale. Look at the scope of Scar City. Like, this place is huge. My castle project is huge. Tango's base is massive. Every base on the server pretty much is just huge and very ambitious, I guess would be the way to say it. And then on top of that, Scar, there's the community area here, which unfortunately didn't get used as much as I would have liked to have seen, considering how much effort and time Scar put into this. I can't even imagine. Scar probably put more hours into working on just this one project than I put in on the entire server over the course of the season. I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. And I put a lot of time into working on my castle and stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, I think we're ready to kind of go back to like a community-focused season. I think we needed a little bit of a break from that after Season 5, but I think as a group we kind of miss it. And we're going to be sort of moving back in that direction for Season 6. I'm not going to spoil anything beyond that. I think it's going to be a very, very good upcoming season. I think the concept that we have for the season is extremely creative and is going to be very, very fun, and is going to give everyone kind of an opportunity to kind of shine at whatever it is they're good at, whether that's building or redstone or, just being entertaining or whatever it may be. I think Season 6 is really going to give everyone an opportunity to kind of be their best entertainer, to be their best YouTuber, so to speak. And I think that's really something to be excited about. So without further ado, guys, I think I'm going to wrap up the season right here. I know it kind of turned into like a little bit of a talky episode. I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about the upcoming season, officially bring Season 5 to a close, and let you guys know that I've stored all my stuff here. When the world download comes, you will be able to download it. It will be available on hermitcraft.com. I don't know exactly when. Usually it's within a couple days of the next season starting. So if you don't see it right away, don't be surprised. But I'm sure you will have a world download available to you sometime after the start of Season 6 at hermitcraft.com. Link in the description. But I think that's about it. I don't really have anything else to say here. So I'm going to wrap this one up. I'm logging off from the Hermitcraft server for the final time. Guys, if you enjoyed the video... Oh, by the way, let's take a peek at our stats real quick, because this is always interesting for people. My friends, if you enjoyed the video, if you've enjoyed Season 5, and if you're looking forward to Season 6 as much as I am, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so make sure you check those out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.